Yes, guys, welcome back to another stream. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Smash these likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. Me and Daps are live on this channel every Tuesday, live on South Stand every Friday, man. So hopefully, you guys are all doing well. Get these likes up. I am doing a watch along tonight as well of the Arsenal game. People asking me in the chat. It's going to be scheduled in a bit. I'll schedule after this on the second channel. More will be as always. Big up, Daps, man. You enjoying the sun, bro?
LB, wherefore art thou, LB? Bro, I swear
Not in the fucking sun, mate.
I've watched that video of you 15, 20 times.
I don't even remember doing it. I genuinely don't even remember doing it.
What? So at the end, where'd you go at the end? I'm seshed off my head. Were you smashed?
No, I was completely sober. I genuinely don't remember doing it at all.
You did it. It's mint. Bro, yeah. I was trying to tag Florian Wirtz in it. I reckon there's a good chance we get him. A little 2-2 Ryanair in that.
2-2. Bro, I was like, that was the Villa game, right? I'm sure I had the Villa. Yeah. Bro, that Villa game, yeah, I don't know what was wrong with that Villa. I was just on a different level. Like before the game, I was buzzing. I was like so hyped throughout the game. After the match when we won, I was just absolutely buzzing. I don't know, man. I don't know what had happened. I don't know, maybe I had some sugar or something. But yeah, listen, I wanted to touch on the Grealish situation, mate, because I'm finding this. I spoke a little bit about it on the channel, but not too much. I'm finding this so weird, so strange that we've got a player here that has started one football match in the last 15 Premier League games, right? And he's been fit for those Premier League games, those 15. He's been in the matchday squad. And that one start was against Leicester. But Pep starts him against Real Madrid and the FA Cup semi-final. And now today, we're hearing news coming out that City are in no way interested in loaning Jack Grealish out. Doesn't say we're interested in selling it, but it does say we're
I haven't seen this, you know. Cass mentioned something to do with Grealish. I didn't know that's what the statement was.
Yeah, I'll pull it up now. But what's your take on how does a player? Have you ever seen this before? How does a player start one game in 15 Premier League matches, but then at the same time start two of the biggest matches of the season against Real Madrid and the FA Cup semi-final? Have you ever seen anything like that before in football?
Oh, do you know what? Well, firstly, I'll say, it's because it's fucking Pep Guardiola, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean that. Yeah.
Try and get in his head. But the thing I would say is, right, look, for me personally, I still think that Grealish in a central role, can do a fucking mint job for us, right? And as part of as a squad player, and I know it's mad, 300k a week, squad player, that's way too much. But if you deep it, what do you want from a squad player? From a squad player, what I want from them is that if they're called on, they turn up and they do a job, yeah? It don't take them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games to get back into the mixer, right? Now, if you deep Grealish, that's what he does, yeah? This season, Nottingham Forest, when we won 3-0, came in out of nowhere, put in man of the match performance, we won the game. Leicester came in out of nowhere, I know it's Leicester, ran the game, I believe he was man of the match again. And then so for me, I'm not mad if we're keeping him, right, at all. Because I think as a squad player, Jack Grealish is mint. But it confuses the hell out of me because why hasn't he been used more? And then it goes back to that period of the season where we probably really needed a ball carrier that could drive with the ball, and we didn't give him a chance. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's like I've always said, Pep's definitely given Grealish more rope to hang himself. Is that the right term? I don't know if that is the right term, but he's let Jack get away with a lot more than I think he would have let a lot of players get away with, right? And I don't know if maybe and that's the thing. When he came in against Leicester, looked good against Leicester, I thought, all right, we might start seeing a bit of Grealish now, yeah? But then he gets dropped again. So it's like, all right, so Pep isn't cool with him. Pep's still got PTSD about the drinking Jack. And then, the midweek. And the problem is now that I think he was good in the semi-final, right? But do I expect him to be dropped against Wolves? Absolutely.
So I thought it was just all right in the semi-final. I don't think he did anything bad. I don't think he did anything particularly good. I just thought it was okay. But I just don't understand how a player can be picked for two of the biggest games of the season. Because let's not make no mistake about this. Real Madrid and the FA Cup semi-final are two of our biggest games we played this
Madrid,
season.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, they are. Both of them are.
They are. So how do you get picked for two of the biggest games of the season?
The Madrid one's baffling. The Madrid one is
simultaneously get picked for only one Premier League game in the last 15. It doesn't make any sense. And this is why, like, I need a journalist. I'm so invested in this story. I need a journalist to ask Pep in the presser and say, what's going on here?
Yeah. Do you know what? Pep won't answer it correctly, though, will he? He won't be. But
no, but sometimes he tells you in a way that you've got to decode it yourself, you know.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe the FA Cup thing. I mean, firstly, the fact that Premier League.
Quickly, sorry to interrupt you. Dylan says Pep don't rate Grealish. Right, Dylan. Yeah, big up to you for watching. Yeah, but if he doesn't rate Grealish, why has he picked him for Real Madrid, which was one of the biggest games of our season, and why has he picked us for the FA Cup semi-final, which is the last chance City have of winning silverware? If we didn't pick him for those two games, I'd agree with you. I'd be like, yeah, Pep's freezing him out the side. He doesn't like him anymore. But he's picking him for two of the biggest games of the season.
So the Madrid one baffles me. Right? This one, the semi-final, I think the fact a lot of our midfielders are knackered, right, and old, and have been, because, love the FA Cup, want to win the FA Cup, but for the future of Manchester City, Champions League football is a must, right? So he's been going with those experienced players, ran them into the ground a little bit over the last couple of weeks, once again. So I kind of get why he might have brought Grealish in. And the other thing is, we spoke about Grealish's good games. One of Grealish's good games has been against Nottingham Forest. So maybe you think, do you know what? Yeah, I know Grealish can do a job there. But yeah, it's the world of Pep. It's baffling. But then to come out and say, we don't want to sell him, we don't want to loan him, we want to keep him, is even more confusing.
It doesn't say, this is the thing. Crucially, it doesn't say sale. It says Jack Grealish is seen as one of the senior heads in the Manchester City dressing room, and the club will not allow a loan exit this summer. Right? So it doesn't say anything about selling him. The 29-year-old is also settled in the Northwest, and his start versus Nottingham Forest on Sunday was seen as a positive by his camp. So again, I don't get what's going on. I just struggle in here, me lads. I don't really understand what's happening here, because I understand. Of course, his camp are going to see this as a positive. Starting an FA Cup semi-final, it's our last chance at silverware. Of course, he's going to see it as a positive. But then, what about the last 3 months where he's not started any game apart from one in the Premier League? And what is this? Is this sort of telling me this on the screen here? Is this telling me that we try to flog him, but if we can't sell him, then we'll keep him? Is this what we're saying? A City here ruling out a loan and saying if we can't sell him, then we'll keep him. I don't think I've seen a weirder situation this at City with a player for a long time.
I would get that one though. Do you know what? I would get listen, if we ain't going to get no money for him, we ain't going to loan him, because I would imagine the amount that he's on, if we loaned him, right, we'd have to potentially pay some of his wages. Yeah?
I think that's how it works.
Right, all right, cool. Yeah. So let me ask you this question now. If you were getting no money for Jack Grealish, right, so there's no dough coming in for you to spend on another player, right, you're still going to have to pay a percentage of his money, percentage of his wages, yeah? And if he was to leave, that would be English quota hit, yeah?
Yeah.
Then, to fill his boots, right, Morgan Gibbs-White. Let's just say, put Morgan Gibbs-White out there, yeah? Who would you rather in a central role for City, Grealish or Morgan Gibbs-White?
Bloody hell. Bro, I don't even know, to be honest.
I'd rather Grealish. I think Grealish in an 8 or 10 role is better than Morgan Gibbs-White.
I don't know. I don't know which one I'd rather have.
And we can say that we've seen Gibbs White in at a 10 role. We've seen Grealish in a 10 role. We've probably seen the same of both those players in the 8 role, because Gibbs White don't play in the 8 role. So I don't know. I'd kind of go, do you know what? At least with Grealish, we know he knows the system. With Grealish, I personally think I prefer Grealish to Morgan Gibbs White. So I'd keep him and play in there.
Do you think there's any? And again, I'm just throwing this out. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there because I'm so confused. Do you think that there's any anything in it that maybe is Pep trying to put Grealish in the shop window because he's not played for so long and the transfer market's coming up? Maybe Pep's thinking I'll play, but then would you really do that in an FA Cup semi-final? I
don't think you do that. Sorry, SDL, when you're saying Gibbs White, as Grealish has proven he can't play there, where are you meaning? I don't think Grealish has proven. I think Grealish, right, we have to look at Grealish on the wing and Grealish when he's played centrally, yeah? So I understand some people don't like the way Grealish plays on the wing, but I thought it's common knowledge that when Grealish has played in a central role, he's been mint.
I think he's had a couple of decent games there. I think it was that.
He had a bad game against Juventus there.
Yeah, the Forest game in the league where we won 3-0, he was. I thought he was very good.
He was good against Leicester there as well.
I can't remember the Leicester game, but yeah, I don't know. That is a way. Yeah, the shot.
I'd rather have Wirtz than both of them in the 10. Let me be clear on that.
I'm not
saying Grealish moving forward. Let's keep Grealish in the 10. I definitely want Wirtz over both of them. But I'm saying Morgan Gibbs White. If this is. I think the Morgan Gibbs White has to be being driven by the quota thing. And if it is, I'd rather keep Grealish than fucking buy Morgan Gibbs White.
So do you not think there's anything in the shop window argument then? That Pep's trying to put Grealish in the shop window by playing him against Nottingham Forest?
I'd hope not in the semi-final, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd hope not. I wouldn't like that.
But that makes it even weirder then, because that means that he's picking him on merit. So that adds to the at least if it is the shop window argument, you go, all right, fair enough. He's playing him because of the shop window, whatever. Yeah, it makes sense. But if you're saying that isn't the case, then that adds that confusion back in there, because then it's like, okay, so he's picking him because he actually wants to pick him in there, but he's not done that in any of the 15 games before that. I mean, extremely weird, extremely strange, and I don't think anyone really knows what's going on there.
Oh, same way though, we played Rico in the fucking midfield role.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, but at least Rico has started a few games over the last a couple of months. Like Grealish started
as a right back and a left.
As a right back, yeah, but he's still playing, isn't he? He's still playing.
Oh, bro, it's Pep, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a strange situation. Where do you reckon he's going to go? Do you reckon he's leaving then, or do you reckon he's staying?
I did until that tweet. I thought he had to go. I thought he had to be going. Where is probably the relevant one that who would come in and
it stinks of Spurs to me.
Everyone always says Spurs. I because I like Grealish, I don't want him to go Spurs because I don't think he'd do well there. Do you know what I was thinking, right? If Villa really were interested, in actually now De Bruyne would be on a free. How much? Here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How many years he got left on his contract? 2.
Yeah, I think it is. I'll just quickly check now, but I'm pretty sure it's 2.
I'm pretty certain it would have been a 5-year contract.
2 years left on his contract. Yeah,
2 years left. How much, if we were to sell him? How much do you think we'd get for him?
I think you could get 40 million. At top end. I don't think I'd be stunned if you could get more than 40 million quid for him. I know people talk about like, football's not all about G&A, but his G&A numbers are woeful.
Yeah.
He looks like he's slowed down a little bit, in my opinion. Like he looks probably due to Matt Sharpness not being there because he doesn't play for us. I think you could get 40 million at the top.
Okay, so I think, and by the way, when people are saying who would pay 40 million for him, this is the boring part that we don't like in football, but commercial value is a thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, it is a thing. And we saw that when Grealish arrived at City. he sold record shirt numbers, I believe, for us, right?
Apparently so, yeah.
Yeah. Pogba at United. We know Pogba, when Pogba went to United for 100 million, I believe he made that back up over X number of months or something. So it is a thing. I'm just thinking, right? If Villa really, really were in for Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, knowing that Kevin De Bruyne would probably want, what, 300-400 grand a week, knowing that if Grealish was to return to Aston Villa, the commercial value would be a lot. Would that be a move, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know if they, well, obviously they've got form because they've just brought in Rashford, so they obviously have the capability to pay the wages and get a player like that.
And if they wanted De Bruyne, a 34-year-old, and they were willing to pay him
maybe
300,
Villa
400
could,
grand a week, they would have the wage there technically,
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That whereas with other clubs, it's because you have to look at away from what he does on the pitch, you've got to look at what value he's going to bring in there. To Villa, there's more of a story at Villa than there is any other club that could potentially lead to some commercial value. So maybe they would be willing to pay him 300k a week.
I've seen this though. A lot of Villa fans don't even want him back.
Do you know what, Killer? Do you speak to Villa fans, or is that just an online consensus? I don't know where you're from or nothing, but because when you actually speak to a lot of actual Villa fans, they do deep down still have love for Grealish, and it's all well and good that they didn't like him leaving. However, he is a Villa fan. His dad is a Villa fan. His whole family are Villa fans. If he was to be going back to Villa, I think they'd change their tune very quickly. It would be like a homecoming. Because at the end of the day, it's that guy that got him back to the Premier League, right? And it's that guy that brought him 100 million that they've then gone and spent on a load of players, right? So I think they'd change their tune very quickly if they were linked in him. I don't think they will, but it's one of those questions where we're trying to come up with solutions here, right? Because it is a valid point. Who's going to pay 50 million, 40 million, whatever, for a player with that GA, and who is going to pay 300 grand a week? It's a valid question. And I think, so you're from Birmingham, right? They still wouldn't have him. Fair enough. Well, okay. Newcastle, maybe, but then I think with Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes, can't see that.
Where would he get in the team?
Not going to get in the team,
is he?
Abroad? Anyone abroad? Any takers abroad? Grealish can't go. I mean, listen, if Grealish can't go Saudi. He can't go Saudi.
But you know what? Maybe Grealish needs to go abroad, because if you remember Calvin Phillips was going to go to Italy, right? And then Southgate reportedly rang him up and said, if you go to Italy, you're out of the England squad. So he went West Ham.
Yeah.
Buried his career. Because what happened then is he went West Ham, got off to a bad start. The media were all over him. Twitter was all over him. If you're out of England, you're out of sight, out of mind. How many times do you hear about a Tammy Abraham error? How many times do you hear about a Tomori error? How many times do you hear about an English player in Italy who makes a mistake? How many times do you hear about it? Extremely rarely, because no one cares.
No shit.
No one gives a shit. The fans don't care. The media don't care, because you're out of sight, out of mind. And that's what Phillips should have done before that clown Southgate told him that he needed to stay in England, which buried his career. People say, Phillips buried his career going to City, which maybe he did, but the true burial was when he went to West Ham on loan. He should have gone out. He could have saved his career if he went to Italy. Out of sight, out of mind. 100%.
I agree with you on that, I just saw one. Cisco said, what about the MLS for Grealish? That's a shout.
Well, again,
I'm not for him, by the way. Not for him, but that would be a shout. Sorry, that I could see it happening. I don't know if it's right for his career at this point, because it's pretty much, if he goes to the MLS, I personally think that's Grealish well and truly saying, I don't want to play for England no more, because he ain't going to get no England place if he's playing in the MLS.
Well, listen, he's 29, he's 30 in September, right? So he's either got to go for a big club now for his last attempt for 2-3 years, and then go MLS, or then go Saudi or whatever, or just fuck it and go Saudi or MLS now. It depends if he wants to fight for his like career in Europe or not.
Exactly. Yeah, and if he doesn't, and the thing is, he has come City. He's won every trophy he can. He probably might. I mean, he might look at his on dough. It would get him out of the get him out of the media. And he might look at England and go, do you know what? At the age of soon to be 30, my days playing for England are numbered anyway, right?
Mm.
It's not like, Tuchel maybe isn't going to favour him or nothing.
I've got one for you, bro. I've got one for you. Do you reckon Arteta would take him? They need a left winger.
You know what? They need a left winger.
We'd be able to get money out of it as well because they'd obviously have to pay.
Do you know what? The mad thing is, would Arsenal fans want him? Maybe not. Would Arteta want him? Yeah, possibly.
I mean, he's got history. He's got, getting these sort of players. He got Havertz out of Chelsea. He brought Sterling back out on loan. Jesus, obviously, slightly different situation, but again, backup player at City, out of the not starting, got him out of City.
Do you know what? And I see Chelsea as well. Another one, Chelsea. If they don't trigger the Sancho thing, I don't know if they have to or not. Grealish, Chelsea, Grealish, Arsenal. They're probably two. Yeah, there's probably more chance of him going there than
because otherwise, bro, if you stick with the question of like if he is leaving, and of course no one knows if he's leaving. I mean, I assume he's leaving given how little he's played. But when you start against Real Madrid in the FA Cup semi-final, you're in a bit of a what the hell's going on. But if he does decide to leave, what top clubs out there? With all due respect, because obviously he's not been very good for a while. What top clubs are gonna pick him up other than maybe an Arsenal or a Chelsea?
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with you. Look, because
weird
and whether it be an argument of me personally, I appreciate what Grealish did treble season. I also do. I don't think he had a good first season, by the way. I actually think some people made his first season better than it was. I think his first season was so bang average. And some people, when they say he had an all right first season, I don't think he did. He had a great treble season.
Good point, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, and I know from chatting with his brother, that Grealish wants to play in a central role, right? He has done for years. And his whole family do. They all want him to play in a central role. So, maybe it's who sees him playing that. I don't know, man. We'll see. There is a chance he stays and runs his contract down. That's valid as well. If he is happy.
Yeah.
And again, I'll be honest with you. Look, Grealish is a starter. I understand why people might not want him. But I will go back to, if we are talking as a squad player that can come in and puts in a solid performance when he does play, Grealish does do that. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is you're on $300,000 a week.
Yeah, that's a key. But if we're doing that, I don't want to pay Morgan Gibbs-White $8 million, and Morgan Gibbs-White will probably, personally, I think Morgan Gibbs-White will end up being offered more money as a wage than I would personally offer him as well. Just this English tax is a real thing.
Yeah, no, it is. Keep your comments coming in, chat. I'm getting as many of them off on screen as I can. It is interesting to see what people are saying about this. It is an interesting one.
I'll just put
what?
Bomber.
Santi Bomber.
Yeah, what's that?
We got a bomber, have we? Where's this bomber? What's this bomber, guys? Santi, what's he called? Oh, Santi Ayuna. Right, here we go. I need to follow this guy. Right, follow him. Where is it?
Oh, is it that one? Echo Falls has just put in there.
Here we go. Man City look to add Galatasaray midfielder Gabriel Sara to their list. You ever heard of this guy?
Never heard of him in my life. Can't say I watch a lot of Galatasaray, to be honest with you.
No,
not my go-to league. It's not my go-to league.
Not I. So he's a Brazilian midfielder. Where's his career been?
Who is he?
He was at Norwich. Then he went to Galatasaray.
What's that link like?
Huh?
Hold on. Did you say he was at Norwich?
Norwich.
Fucking hell.
Norwich,
Oi,
then Galatasaray.
And we thought Morgan Gibbs-White was a bad rumour. Fucking hell.
Looks like he's a DM. We don't need a DM. Is he a DM? 2 goals, 7 assists in the league. Is he a DM? He looks like he's more of a defensive, but then he's played attacking midfielder as well.
Because Kuzanov was unknown, that's valid. But
Jazz says he's.
How long was he at Norwich for?
He was at Norwich for 3 seasons. Is that you reckon? 3 seasons, 96 games, 21 goals, 7. I don't fucking remember this guy.
See, this is the thing. I hear he's an unknown, but what's even more worrying is if he's played in this country and played 96 games in this country, and me and LB are going.
Does anyone remember this guy from Norwich, chat? I never heard of him, man. I can't lie. But yeah, people are saying he's at 8.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep our eye on that one then. Big up to Gussie man. Says, I think Pep realised that Gundo KDB can't start 3 games a week and didn't want to go ultra attacking with Doku and Savio. So he picked Grealish and Rico for balance. Yeah, but it's still an FA Cup semi-final though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Bro, so we were walking to me, Stephen, lads, and a load of others were walking to the ground when the team came out, right? And everyone was going, you've seen the team. And I just said, you know what? I don't even want to look at the team no more, because if I look at the team, I know there will be something that pisses me off, right? But the truth is, over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I've looked at the league and there's been something that's pissed me off. But ultimately, we've got the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why, before the game on the watch-along for the semi-final, everyone was losing the shit. I said to the chat, I said, listen, it's a mad team, yeah, but we was all kicking off before the Villa game as well. Big time. That's my chat before the Villa game was going off. Everyone was like, what the fuck is going on? And we ended up winning against Villa and played quite well.
I'm in a group chat with right, what some will say is, right, so it's all game going City fans, that's positive. You know what I mean? Like, try and get behind the lads all the time and all of that, And bro, when that Villa lineup came off, it was kicking off in there, right? Because even people that are trying to be positive about the older players are like, nah, this is getting ridiculous. But they have got the job done. Bro, there was 2 things that I would not have predicted, right, in that FA Cup semi-final, and they both happened. Rico Lewis scoring and us scoring from a corner.
Yeah,
mad.
No, I know, yeah. But that's what happens when Marmoush takes corners, mate. He's a fucking...
facts, innit?
He's a good corner taker, mate. He is. Big up Gussie, my man. Big up to you, bro, for the 6 months. Big up to Echo Falls as well, says, new Sudakov just dropped. I'd never heard of it, man, but let's see if he's... let's see what happens there. But surely if we get him, that means another Unk is going, innit?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to buy this guy and then keep Bernardo, Kovacic and Gundogan. Surely one of them's going to be going if you're going to get this guy. Which I'm down for, I'm game for, but I just don't know who this guy is. Never seen him before, never heard of him before.
But I don't know. I mean, hold on. Who is it that wants Gundogan?
I think it was Fenerbahce.
Right, okay, fair enough. So it's not them. Right,
it might be. Chat, was it Fenerbahce who wanted Gundogan? About a couple of months ago, rumours coming out saying, Fenerbahce might take But I think Kovacic was also linked with a move to Turkey as well.
Oh, at the moment, Kovacic is one that we probably should keep for me.
I said if there is one that you're going to keep, it should be Kovacic.
Yeah.
Through. It was Galatasaray, people saying.
Maybe. I mean, still, I don't mean I want him, but maybe that's where the rumour's coming from.
Yeah. It's a bit awkward when you get linked with these players that you've never seen before. Because you're just like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? You don't know anything about him. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we've been moving recently. Like, if you think about Kuzanov, you think about Juma Bai, you think about Vita Hayes. Like, no one really knew these guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even Marmoush has only been on the scene 18 months before like we've got him. So, Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let me know in your comments, chat, your thoughts on Jack Grealish. There has been some debate as well this morning on social media, on Twitter, about Rodrigo at Real Madrid. If Rodrigo became available, would you want City to make a move or no?
Yes.
Because that seems to be quite an unpopular opinion at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I was getting cooked this morning.
You were?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I'm seeing no. Yeah, but hold on. See, Rodrigo is no Wirtz, by the way. I don't think anyone's wanting Rodrigo to play in a Wirtz role, is it?
Yeah, this would be in addition to this.
This is a thing at the moment. We're being linked with players and people going, no, I want Wirtz, yeah? But I don't think that's necessarily the like, I want Wirtz over anyone, right? For me, Wirtz is the holy grail. We must get Wirtz, yeah? For me, it would not be a Rodrigo over Wirtz. It would be I want Rodrigo and Wirtz. And sorry, so I've just seen someone say he's inconsistent. Well, so's Doku, so's Savio, so's Grealish.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, guys, like, you know what I mean? Please don't act like we've got fucking Sane and Sterling or Mahrez on the wings here. We've really not.
I'm going to get cooked here. Yeah? Because clearly you got cooked here. But I just said on Never a Foul that if we get linked with Rodrigo, then he's better than any of our wingers.
That's just not a controversial take at all.
But apparently you just told me it is. But I
think it is a controversial take apparently. But in my head, I'm like, how the hell is that controversial?
It's not. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, look, these lot might watch a lot more of Real Madrid than I do. Yeah, but I think Rodrigo's mint.
Yeah,
I think Rodrigo's one of the better wingers out in the world.
The thing is, yeah, and I agree with. I've seen Nobbins tweet, and I've seen a couple of other people tweet. I don't think a winger is the priority, right? It's not. I get that, yeah. Like your goalkeeper, obviously, because Edison's going. Your left back, your right back, your 8 and your 10. For me, are the priorities. So you might not be able to get a winger this summer. It might be too much, which is why I previously said I think it'll be 2026 when we get a winger. However, if we have the finances, we should go and get the winger. Now, it's all good and saying, oh, Rodrigo's shit, but who would you go for then? Because we didn't go for Kvaratskhelia when we should have done. Due is obviously there, who's at PSG.
We should have gone for Kvaratskhelia all day long. All day long, we should have.
He is a brilliant player.
Oh, and he had. You know what? I'm seeing loads of people in the chat say Bob is better than Rodrigo. Right now,
I think that's mad.
Right, so
I think Bob might be. Maybe Bob can become better, but guys, Bob played 700 minutes.
Of
football.
Deep it, yeah. I don't know if it was you I had this chat with, because think back to last season. Yeah, Bob, the goal against Newcastle, mint, yeah. Against Crystal Palace, he was good, right? But if you look at last season, he was. I'm pretty certain by the end of this season, Nico O'Reilly will have played more minutes than Bob did last season, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, are we really doing this? Yeah. Are we really? And by the way, in the summer, again, he looked mint, but it was in friendlies. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are we really now trying to say that Oscar Bob is better than Rodrigo, who's played for what? How many seasons at Real Madrid and in the Champions League?
Bob's played 922 minutes. And just to clarify, I like Oscar Bob. I think he's going to be a good player.
I'm a big Bob fan, but
he's 900 minutes. Come on, man.
Do you know what it is? I'll be honest.
Bro, I am gassing Bob up. I think he's class. But if you offered me now Rodrigo or Bob, I'm taking Rodrigo.
The thing is, right, just take your City hat off for a second, because we all love Bob, yeah? We all absolutely love Bob. Think Bob's mint, and I think this season could have been different if Bob was here, because how good he was pre-season, yeah? If he carried that form in. But if we take our City hats off, when we look at rivals gassing up their young players that have played like 6 times, right? Are we not doing that a little bit here? Because it's not like, and this is not against Bob, we're talking about a player that plays for Real Madrid, has won Champions Leagues for Real Madrid. And by the way, been a starter in those Champions Leagues. And we're putting Oscar Bob better than him.
Who's played 900 minutes?
That's mad.
Again, I like Bob. I think he was our best player in pre-season. But he's played 900 minutes.
LB, did you say you'd rather Rodrigo over Mbappe?
Have I said that? I might have said it at some point.
I've just seen that. I'm like, ooh.
I might have said that, yeah.
But you're a Rodrigo fan, aren't you? I know you are. You're a big.
Yeah, although to be fair, in the last week or two, I have humbled my opinion on him slightly. Like I did probably glaze it a little bit, but I still think he's a top player. And I think he's in a tricky team in that Real Madrid side that's just an absolute mess. He's playing on the wrong position. He's a left winger, not a right winger. I don't think he's the best winger in world football. I think he's probably he's in the top 10.
Yeah.
And do we have any wingers in the top 10 right now? No. We probably don't have a winger in the top 20 if we're being completely honest. So that's the point.
I hate to say it, but if we're going to look at Bob's body of work for Manchester City and how, by the way, again, I'm a Bob fan, yeah? Proper, love Bob. But what Bob has done in the games he's done them in, is that not just trumped instantly by the way fucking Rodrigo cooked us in the semi-final of the Champions League?
Yeah.
On the big stage. Like, there's no stage fright with Rodrigo. He don't get stage fright. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, the thing is, like, obviously, hopefully, Bob will be back for the Club World Cup, and if he's back for the Club World Cup, and he's properly fit, not just like half fit, then play. Then maybe I'll change my mind after that. But like, we've got very little evidence to go on, and Savio obviously looks like he might need a couple more years to develop. Doku's an interesting one because you never don't really know what you're going to get. But I don't know, man. I think that the winger. I don't think we're going to sign a winger this summer. I think it will be 2026. We'll sign a winger unless all three of them start slamming. If Doku, Savio, and Bob start slamming it, then great. We don't need to sign a winger. But it's unlikely that all three of them turn out to be world-class players in the next 12 months. Yeah. And if that's the case, I do think that we might want to look for a bit of an upgrade in that situation, especially because at that point, we won't really have too much work to do. You might need a centre-back, you know what I mean? So you can probably hit the market then for a winger. And maybe some people will say, well, LB, why don't we let's not sign a winger this year? Because we don't really think we need one. We can win the Premier League without a wing, like buying a new winger. Let's wait. If Rodrigo's the best available player on the market next year, let's go Rodrigo. But there might be some new gem that comes up. Like Mastantuono. Have you seen this guy at fucking River Plate, bro? This guy's evil, by the way. Mastantuono.
Yeah, bro. I keep seeing you tweeting about him.
Yeah.
What is it? Sorry, 1 second.
He's the next Argentinian like super kid, bro. You know what I mean?
Bro, I was about to say this Argentinian thing. You and Argentinians, this.
Bro, I'm just telling you, man. These Argentinians coming through are absolutely ridiculous.
Well, we've got an agency over there anyway, haven't we? So I'm sure they'll be keeping tracks on it, right?
Yeah, probably. But yeah, keep your comments coming in on the Rodrigo thing. Interesting. Big up Ginger Wig, man. Good to see you tuning in.
Yes, Ginger Wig.
Big up to Sandil, who says Jack should stay. Play him as a 10 for the season, says Sandil. Well, the thing is, if you get Wirtz, and he ain't going to be playing as a 10, is he?
I'm not having him as a 10 over Wirtz as well. Again, good backup, good squad player, but 300 grand a week. I do get why City would be saying, all right, cool. If we're not loaning him out, though, I do get why we won't. Loaning out a player like that, you're going to have to pay some of their wages. And if you're going to be paying his wages, you're better off keeping him as a squad player.
Yeah, I understand that logic. I understand that thing.
Say someone said, all right, we'll have him, but we want you to pay half of his wages, yeah? Then we can't be saying, oh, no, we need to get rid of him to get his wages off the books because his wages are still on the books. Therefore, we might as well keep him as a squad player.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the relevance that, I guess if we do get rid of a few of the unks, then Grealish is a senior player that has won stuff with us and knows what it takes to win stuff. So,
yeah. Now, big up Sandil, man. Big up Echo Falls says top wingers are rare today. Huge potential. It's an opportunity you can't miss, even if wing is low priority. Let him play his real position, which is on the left, says Echo Falls. I assume this is about Rodrigo, who very rarely plays on the left. I wonder what his stats like. I wonder what his stats are like if you look at him compared on the left.
Wasn't there something last summer that Pep had a chat with him?
Yeah, there was.
But Pep wanted him on the right.
I don't know about that, but there was definitely something about Pep really liked Rodrigo. Apparently,
I heard that it was said that the plan would be to have him on the right, so Savio could play on the left, and he weren't too keen on that. But I don't know if that would be true or not, because Pep seems quite happy with switching what side wingers play on. So,
yeah, I'm just
maybe even more so. Yeah, if you were to have him on the left, so Bob could play on the right.
Yeah,
Savio left, and that would make sense then because Savio could then be on the left because I think Savio's probably a bit more creative when he's on the left. You've got Rodrigo on the right, who's probably a bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Big up to Mavine as well. He says, I think Doku's potential is above Rodrigo's at left wing. Doku's potential is the highest of any winger in world football because of the way he goes around football players. Yeah. But if it doesn't end up with goals, which is the aim of the game, then it's kind of irrelevant, which is why I've always said with Doku, it's an interesting player because if he can add those numbers to his game, goals and assists, which is not all down to him. Part of it is down to coaching. We spoke so much about Haaland, you know what I mean, getting to the front post. We've spoke about getting bodies in the penalty area. If we can do that, Doku will be one of the best wingers in world football. Regardless of whether you think he's like, doesn't really know what he's doing or a bit of a headless chicken or whatever, he will be because of the sheer number of goals.
Bro, I've never seen a winger that can take on a man like him, ever. Never. Like, honestly, when I say never, that sounds mad, but I swear Doku beating his man is just so easy. Yeah, it's the final ball, and again, if he can put in final balls like he did against Villa, his numbers would be wild. Get Mahrez to teach him how to shoot, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, nah, absolutely. Big up to King Kaiser as well. Says Bobby's like Sterling, Savio, Mahrez, Doku ?
Bobby's like Sterling.
I don't really know.
Nah, wait, do you know what? I can't. However much I like Savio, he's not like Mahrez. Mahrez can fucking score goals.
Yeah, nah. Savio, I thought Savio was going to be like Mahrez when he joined, but it's this. I don't know, man. I don't know what he's going to be like. He needs to work on his shooting, man. Do you know what I mean? If he works on his shooting, then
Bob is Sane regen. Bob is David Silva. One person saying Bob's like David Silva, the other saying he's like fucking Sane. They're two completely different players.
They are different, aren't they? They are different. Yeah, I don't know, Kaiser. It's a good question. I don't know. They're so unique, some of these players. Yeah. Bob, I did say this though. Big up to Earl in the chat. Yeah, when I watched City's Academy when Bob played in the middle, he did remind me of David Silva when he played in the middle. Yeah, because I've seen him play left wing, right wing, and in the middle for City, and his best position in the academy was in the middle.
For real,
bro, he was legit just David Silva. Nah, he used
maybe some of your chat will maybe watch more academy games than me, so they've seen that.
Yeah,
because I don't know. I like Bob because I feel from what I've seen of him,
I like Bob.
He's a bit of both.
I think Bob is a perfect Pep Guardiola player.
Yeah,
literally perfect. Like the way that I genuinely think that some people might not like this in it, but Bob under Pep could do bigger things than maybe Foden could in terms of being trusted in that midfield quicker. I just think that like the way he holds the ball, the way he turns and finds the space, I think he's got mad potential. And I think Pep, the problem with Bob is Pep's probably not going to be here for more than 2 years. So he's not going to get that mad development over 4, 5, 6 years that maybe Foden has had. But I genuinely think, man, that Pep loves Bob, man. Yeah. He does. Bob would have started the season as our first choice winger. 100%. 100%. The guy was killing it, man. And obviously he got his leg broken, man.
that would make sense, yeah. To if that would make sense if there is anything to the Pep wanted Rodrigo, but wanted him to play on the left, so he could play Bob on the right. And the way it was going pre-season, like, Bob, for me, no one in pre-season was remotely close to how good Bob was.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's only 3 or 4 games, but he looked so good.
Mm.
That's why I think the injury to Bob, we as City fans fucking took so badly, because it was how good he looked in pre-season.
I know. Yeah, that was the start of things to come, wasn't it? It was a bit of a madness. Let's go through some of the players that I want to speak about. The question here from Victor, big up to you, bro. Says, hey LB, what do you think Marmoush? What position do you think Marmoush will play next season? What's your thoughts been on Marmoush, man? Obviously, he's been here now, what, 3 months? 3 and a bit months. Big money move, 60 million quid from Frankfurt. He's already got, I think, 12 G&A chat. Someone correct me in the chat if that's right. I think he's got 12 goals and assists already. Hat-trick against Newcastle. Have you been impressed with him? Do you think there's more to come? Do you think this is his level? What do you reckon?
No, I think he's going to cook next season. I think you have to give people time to adjust, yeah, and he hasn't been given time to adjust. I agree, inverted left wing. We're still finding out about him. For me, I think he's right. Gabriel Jesus, yeah. I feel like he's a lot better, a lot more clinical. Gabriel Jesus. I think that he makes runs that drag players out of positions, but when he's still on goal, he's more clinical.
Okay, I see it.
It's free kicks.
I see that. I see it. Yeah, I see it. So you're saying it's a Gabriel Jesus that can score?
Yeah, fully. I think
not bad player.
Well, I think then free kicks. Don't remember Gabriel Jesus being good at free kicks. He's good at free kicks. I know with our club we've only seen limited, but you know he stepped up cold against Man United and fucking the venom in that free kick was mad. I think set pieces. Can't remember Gabriel Jesus being good at corners. We know that he's good at corners. There's now proof for our club.
Set pieces are mega. Got to take out set pieces.
Yeah. I think we need to give him a bit of time. Look, I know, like he went on that run against Forest at the weekend, and people got excited, and nothing came of it. But still, it was a mint run. I think he's going to be good, man. I think him and Haaland will be a mint link up. I'm a fan of his. I think it was good business as well, by the way. Because I think if we would have waited till the summer, we'd be paying a lot more than we paid. Because he's still,
100%. Because someone was telling me, I can't remember who it was telling me now. It might be Sai saying apparently he's still second in Bundesliga.
Yeah, no, I said it last week. Still second.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah,
that's wild. Not been there 3 months and he's still second.
Yeah, still second on GA over there. Nah, man, seems to be a home player. Like prefers playing at home when it comes to getting goals and whatever. But it's what it is. Do you know what? Someone's saying check City Extra LB.
Oh, we got some more news.
You know what? Right, I'm not here saying I'm just putting something out there because I haven't heard it, and usually you hear this from rivals, right? Are we playing better without Haaland? I'm not saying I don't start Haaland, by the way. I'm just asking the question. I want you lot's opinion.
I think we are playing better and Haaland's not in the team, but we're not playing better because Haaland's not in the team.
Yeah,
I just think we're playing better.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's because Haaland's not in the team.
Yeah. Because I think Haaland's been one of our best players this season for me.
I mean, he scored like 27 goals, something, 28 goals.
Yeah.
So
he's someone in a hard season that just kept going.
We're definitely playing better. I don't think anyone can say we're not playing better. We've gone 8 games unbeaten for the first time in how long? But it's not because Haaland's not in the team. I think we probably would have still been playing better if Haaland was in the team. But I can't sit here and say, I'm never ever going to sit here and say we're a better team without Erling Haaland. I'm not ever going to be saying, if I ever say that, chat, tell me to delete my channel. Tell me if I ever say that, if I ever sit here and say we are better without Haaland, actually, like, we are a better team if Haaland doesn't play, tell me to delete my channel, bro. Because that's when I know it's gone. It's time to go, innit? It's time to go. Yeah, I don't know what needs to happen. Yeah, vegan diet. Yeah, I don't know whether the chemicals in the brain ain't cooking. Yeah, but that can never happen to me. So nah. But we definitely play better, and Haaland's not in the team. But it's like saying, oh well, do we play better with Rodri because Rodri's not in the team now? Now we're playing better. Well, no, we're still better with Rodri in the fucking team. Yeah. It just so happens that he obviously wasn't in the team previously as well. So nah, no. Yeah, I have a question for you. I was on the football 12 man last night with Potsy, and it was interesting hearing some of the rival fans' opinions on City next year because I'm pretty confident as a City fan. That if we get, obviously, I don't know what's going on with this goalkeeper. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be good or not. I'm just gonna fucking. I'm not religious in it, but like cross my heart and all that kind of stuff. Please be a good goalkeeper in it. If you guys are religious in the chat, please do the prayers in it because if we're getting this Costa, I've heard bad things. But if we get a goalkeeper and he's not a bozo, we get a left back, right back, 8 and a 10. I'm confident that with Haaland coming back into it, Rodri coming back into it, and hopefully Foden coming back into it next year and getting some form, I'm confident that we can go on and win the league. A couple of the lads, and I don't think they were even doing it as a banter thing. I think they were actually like being legit. They were saying that they think that actually it's going to take us a season to bed everybody in. I'm pretty confident that we can win the league if we get our number one targets, Daps, yeah. So say we get Wirtz, we get all our number one targets, we get the 5 players. Do you think that we can win the league next year, or do you think that we'll need a year?
Why would we not be able to? I'm not saying we will, but if we get right, if we have Rodri without bringing in Wirtz, if we just have Rodri, are we a better team?
Oh yeah.
Right, cool. So there's straight away.
What the fuck is this? Wirtz agreed with Bayern.
Somewhat.
What? No, don't fucking say this.
Yeah, because in that pace, we might need a few more seasons.
Where's this news? This can't be true, innit?
While you find that, I just need to run to the little boys' room quickly. Give me 1 second.
Oh, please tell me this sauce is a shit sauce. What is it? Verbal agreement almost reached between Bayern Munich and Florian Wirtz's camp. No agreement found yet between Bayer Leverkusen and Munich. Man City still want the player. We're going to have to read the actual article, chat. Chat, we're going to have to pull up the article. We're going to have to do it. Pull up the article. Pull up the article. Pull up the article. What does it say? Since last season, Florian Wirtz has been the new star of German football revealed to the general public by Leverkusen. The 21-year-old attacking midfielder distinguished himself by winning the Bundesliga under contract until 2027. Wirtz is one of the most sought-after players at a German club, announced in the sights of Man City, Real Madrid, and even Bayern Munich. The Pulheim native maintains the suspense. As Bayer Leverkusen prepares to lose their coach, Xabi Alonso, we can confirm that a contractual agreement has been reached between Wirtz and Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich. However, no common ground has been yet reached between the two teams. No details, length or salary have been released, but the future German champion has taken a lead over competitors. It's worth noting that the Sky Blues and Merengues are still trying to convince the player.
What's the link saying? Is it any good?
I think the source is dead. I don't know. I don't think it's the best source. I don't know. Chat, is this guy a good source? I don't think he's a good source from my experience, but
yeah.
The chat is saying
hold on, it's that same one that just linked us with that fucking Norwich player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to know something on this source, yeah, because this source sounds like he might be cousins with the agent of this Norwich player, yeah, that's trying to fucking get him a decent move. So, I don't know.
Shit.
I can't lie. If, people in the chat, we need to know on the source, because for me, if it's all, there's a reason why if Ornstein or if Fabrizio, tweets something, we pay attention, innit?
Yeah. Fuck.
I think also the other thing is the key is as well. Yeah, we know that Leverkusen are important. Yeah, who Leverkusen want to sell to is important.
Yeah. Well, crucially, it does say on there that there's been no agreement with Bayern Munich and Leverkusen. Fucking hell. What do we do if we don't get him, bro?
Cook. No,
I run Echeverry, man. I'm not even gonna fucking lie, bro. I run Echeverry. Fuck it. Don't even talk to me about it. You can't handle it. Don't give a shit. Yeah.
What you were just asking me? Can we win the Premier League next season? Yeah. And I was saying, if we have Rodri back, yeah, we're already getting back to where we were, right? Then if you go and drop in the fact that it looks like Vardy and Diaz as a partnership is better, yeah, than what we've seen this season. If we then go and get Cambiasso or we get Kirkes or we get whoever we get as a fullback, that's without adding Wirtz, right? If we were to add Wirtz on top, because we have to be honest with ourselves, Kevin De Bruyne has not been Kevin De Bruyne this season, yeah? So if we then go and add a Kevin De Bruyne replacement in his prime, yeah, then why the fuck could we not win the league? However, if we don't get Wirtz, it throws a massive spanner in the works.
Bro, I think at that point, run Echeverry, go and activate Musiala's release clause next summer.
Yeah.
I don't really see what else you can do.
But now we need to fucking...
Don't be buying me some fucking bum. I'd rather just play Echeverry and go and get Musiala the year later.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you on that.
Because he's got a release clause. Musiala's got a release clause, though, Ayub. He's got a release clause, bro. 140 million euros. It's about 120 million quid. What are you going to do? Don't be buying Sudakov, mate. People are messaging me on Twitter saying Sudakov season. Fuck off. Oh, no, that's not bueno, man. That's crazy. God. Shit. That's just knocked the wind out of me, that has.
Yeah, same, bro.
I was actually in a good mood.
I'm convinced we're getting Wirtz as well. That's where it would be. Well, if he goes to Bayern, don't make me dislike company.
Man, that's crazy. That is not a good bombazzo, man.
You're worried, innit?
Yeah, because I genuinely think if we don't get Wirtz, I think that's going to be seriously tough. Seriously tough. I think we need a creator. Yeah,
we do. We must. 100% we do.
Sudakov season. Have you seen this Sudakov guy? The Shakhtar
Nah.
Donetsk? We got linked with him like a year ago.
Well, he's shit.
Bro, I watched him against Arsenal. He was fucking awful, man. Cherky, maybe, but he's not in the same level, is he?
Not the same level as first. I think, Cherky's a shout and a lot less. But, bro, listen. If we end up not getting Wirtz and get Morgan Gibbs-White as a 10, then I'm... Yeah.
Travel vlogger. I'm telling you, chat. This chat's getting rebranded to LB Goals vlogging.
I've been saying I want to do reviews of toilets in bars and restaurants and that and pubs and that. Yeah, I might just go into doing that.
Hotel reviews.
Yeah, hotel in it. I'll do hotel. LB. I go Mykonos in a week. Yeah, I'm staying in a villa with my mates for a week. For 4 days. Then I've got a hotel. Yeah, that review's going to be mint, bro.
I will be waiting for the Instagram notification. You've just been tagged in a Daps notification. I'm like, here we fucking go.
I'm going to start the toilet reviews soon.
But, hey, chat, what country should I do a travel vlog in first?
Yeah. Bro, if we get you... I tell you what, you can kick it off if we get Europa League football.
Should I go Algeria, chat? See.
You should go Algeria, you know.
I'll go Algeria, innit? See what's cooking there.
LB on the hunt for Mahrez.
Yeah, everyone's like, he's in fucking Saudi Arabia, mate. I'm like, no, he's fucking here somewhere. Yeah,
Just going up to random Algerians going, mate, do you know Mahrez?
Yeah, have you heard Marmoush, mate? Fucking GOAT player, City's best winger of all time. That's crazy, man. Yeah, all right then. Well, that's a good way to end the stream, isn't it?
Well, what are you saying on the semi though? I mean, what are you saying on the final? We winning it?
I think we've got to give the utmost respect to Palace.
Yeah,
Palace are a good side.
Yeah.
I think for me, we are obviously favourites, obviously, but that doesn't mean anything really.
No.
We have to turn up. I think if we turn up and play our game, we win. If we turn up, we play anything less than 90-95%, we lose because Forest are a good side. We've struggled against them in the past. They've caused us many problems. They've scored goals against us, crucially. They always seem to score goals. They scored 2 the other week. Could have scored 3 if he was onside. They scored 2 against us a few years ago. I think the away game was 2-2, was it not? So they always seem to score goals against us. So we need our defense to be on it, and we need our strikers to be on it, man. But
I think as well the pitch will suit them. Right? It's a bigger pitch. I think it'll suit Palace a little bit. I also think they kind of showed against Villa, right? That because I'd expect them to get stage fright against Villa. The fact they didn't, I mean, the one thing you would say though is they beat Villa 3 times this season now, so maybe it's just one of them ones. Like remember when Chelsea beat us 3 times in the season? That can become a thing. So, but look, they gave us a warning when we played them in the league, right? They were 2-0 up, nearly 3-0 up. So we know that we've got. I think that was the massive thing against Forest for me was because I was saying to everyone, we can't concede an early goal to these lot. Yeah,
no,
they conceded an early. We scored an early goal, and that was it. It's like Forest were like, oh shit, we didn't plan for this. We don't know what to do now, right? And I think, with Villa, with Palace, we've got to make sure we get on top early doors. It's only 2 weeks away as well, isn't it? Weird little, because we've got 2 league games after that.
Yeah, so apparently Amos was telling me last night that they want to move the Bournemouth game before the final.
What, to be before?
Yeah, because City want to start some building works as soon as possible. So they want to play Bournemouth on the Tuesday. And then the final will be on a Saturday because they want to start building work on the stadium. So we play this Friday, next Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday.
Okay.
And obviously the Saturday after for the final.
That means I won't get to another home game this season. Shit. Fuck. Oh well.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. If you're just joining, the show went west.
Great news.
Yeah, we had good chat about Grealish at the start of the stream. Interesting chat. And if anyone's got any other theories, please let us know in the comment section below. And then obviously we just got the news from Santa Yayuna that apparently Wirtz has agreed, I guess, personal terms. Is that what he means with Bayern Munich? But Bayern Munich have not yet agreed anything with Leverkusen. So I don't know what's going on there, man. But anyway. Daps is going live, so I'll redirect you over. Make sure you go over there. Smash a like on this stream before you go. Smash a like on this stream when you get in. Subscribe here. Subscribe to theirs. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.